Hi, my name is Maria, and today I will be discussing cultural identity and belonging as seen in the film Crazy Rich Asians. I will be focusing on audience members that relate to the realities of feeling culturally divided and hopefully empower them to see the best of both worlds. I will be using research in order to connect common themes in the film to the realities that my audience members might be facing. How do you respond to the question, "Where are you from?" I like to think people asking are trying to get to know me. I might include details about my race, ethnicity, and background. These are also details that make up my culture. The film Crazy Rich Asians explores the complexity of culture, its effect on our self concept, and the differences between accepting our culture and being immersed in it. The main characters are Eleanor, her son Nick, and his girlfriend Rachel. The main conflict of the film is Eleanor's disapproval between Nick and Rachel's marriage. In this analysis, we'll be discovering how Eleanor and Rachel differ in their definitions of love and legacy. We'll discover a definition of culture. We'll see how the characters develop throughout the film, and we'll analyze the film's impact on Hollywood and Hollywood's representation of minorities. The main symbolism in the film is the juxtaposed family dynamics. Rachel's family consists of her single mother, a Chinese immigrant who escaped domestic abuse. She sees marriage as an act of love. Nick, on the other hand, has a very large family, led by his matriarchal mother, who was denied the family ring when she married into the young family. Because of this, she sees marriage as a risk to the future generations of her family's legacy. So, since Rachel sees love as the primary basis of marriage, and Eleanor sees marriage as a risk to the legacy, Nick gets placed in a very complicated position. This is seen by the fact that he proposes twice. The first proposal is an act of rebellion against his mother's disapproval towards Rachel. We can see this based on his specific word choice and the fact that he proposes with a ring he purchased himself. Rachel denies this proposal, and once the news gets to Eleanor, she realizes that Rachel must really love Nick and not be interested in the money at all. This leads to a change of heart in Eleanor, which leads to the second proposal. This proposal comes from a place of love, which is seen by Nick's specific word choice, as well as the fact that he used his mother's engagement ring, which specifically symbolizes her approval for Rachel and Nick getting married. Ethos, pathos, and logos. The ethos of the film consists of the family's pristine image. Their name is synonymous with credibility, and their authority in various different social situations is sometimes used negatively. Pathos involves the emotional journey that we carry on as we see the characters accept themselves individually, their cultural identity and belonging, as well as within their context, in this case, their family. The logos of the film consist of the family's savvy business style. They own the majority of the high-end real estate in Singapore, and their extreme wealth puts them in a position of impact with their community. I found two different ways of defining culture. The first we'll explore is Katya Geibel Azali's definition. She's interracial, and she wrote a very important work titled Black, Jewish, and Interracial. It's not the color of your skin, but the race of your kin. Her definition involves the individual and how everything that makes us who we are can be defined as our culture, whether it be race, ethnicity, or nationality, or a combination of all three. Her specific words were, "The common denominator is a shared history, a set of stories, and memories." Second definition is by Zbigniew Brzezinski. He grew up in the early 1900s Poland, and he saw the rise of Nazi Germany. This led to his definition of culture being a broader aspect, including the environment in which the individual finds itself. His exact words were, "Human life is happening between two powers." He goes on to explain that the wants and the needs of humans can be associated with our culture and our society. The film empowers a few different groups of people. First, anyone who is looking to put aside their differences in honor of the greater good. We see that tradition and modernity can coexist. We also acknowledge the types of wealth. Nick's family comes from a lot of financial wealth, and Rachel's family has a lot of love. We see that one can coexist with the other, and most people benefit from the fact that there are different types of wealth that we can achieve. Lastly, the film empowers people who may feel divided about their cultural identity and may think that their culture isn't necessarily represented in Hollywood correctly. We see that the cultural visibility and the representation in film that this movie brought to Hollywood impacts some people's lives. This is seen in the relevance of the film. In a 2023 study by Dr. Smith and Dr. Wheeler at USC Annisburg, we see how they studied 1,600 different films released between 2007 and 2022, one of these films being Everything Everywhere All at Once. The supporting actor Ki Hui Kwan, in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, mentioned that he took a break from acting because Hollywood didn't want him, couldn't find any roles, and Crazy Rich Asians was the change in Hollywood that led him to book his first role in 20 years, one that won him his first Academy Award and Oscar.